Hello guys, welcome back. I wanted to do this quick tutorial to explain how exactly scroll effects works in Muse. Because when you start playing with the scroll motion effects with objects and you move the key position of the object and you move the object around the stage, sometimes you don't know where the object will appear on the browser exactly. So sometimes you have to keep testing, moving the key position, moving the object and testing on the browser how it looks, and then move it again until you get the position exactly how you want it. And so with this simple mathematical formula, you will know exactly where the object will appear on the browser every time. So you don't have to be guessing, and it can save you a lot of time because you can plan the design ahead and you don't have to keep testing and testing. So the formula is actually very simple. If the initial motion is set to 1, which is the normal speed, like the standard normal speed, if the initial motion is 1, then all you have to do is take the key position plus the key length. I call this thing key length for the sake of this tutorial. I don't think this has any technical name, not that I know of. So I called it key length. You need to know the key length, which is this distance. And you can see this distance very easily from the rulers here. This one, in this example, it goes from 700 to 800 pixels, which is 100 pixels long. So you need to know the length of this thing. And it doesn't matter how long it is, shorter or longer. You know the number in pixels and you calculate doing this. See, if the initial motion is 1, you take the key position plus the key length. In this example, it would be 800, right? Because the key position is 700 plus the key length is 100. So for the initial motion to be 1, it's very easy to predict. Key position plus key length. Now, if we change the initial motion, and we set the speed to be, for example, half of the normal speed, which is 0.5, it's half of 1, then what we do is key position divided by half plus key length. So key position divided by 2 will be 350 in this example, plus the key length, which is 100. So it would be 350 pixels plus 100 pixels. It's going to be 450 pixels. Even though within my Muse project, the object is at 800 pixels, I know that in the browser, it will appear exactly at 450 pixels. Okay, I will repeat this. If the initial motion is 1, the formula is key position plus key length. If the initial motion is half the speed, for example, you will do key position divided by half plus the key length. And obviously, if the speed is double than 1, which is the normal speed, what you do is key position multiplied by 2 plus key length. So in this case, would be 700 multiplied by 2 is 1400. Plus 100, it's going to be 1500 pixels. So even though my object all the time is at 800 pixels within Muse, I know in the browser it's going to display at 1500 pixels when I view it on the browser. Hopefully this is clear. And I'm going to show a practical example. I have this object here. I know the length of the key length. It's 100 because I have it set it. I had said it before, but it wouldn't matter if it's longer or shorter. I'm going to leave it at 100 because it's easier to do the math for this tutorial. So, and if I put the object anywhere, I know the key length is 100. So because the initial motion is half the speed, I'm going to take the key position divided by half, which is going to be 100, plus 100 of the key length. So it's 200 in total. Even though my object is at 300 pixels within my Muse, the math is telling me that it's going to appear at 200 pixels on the browser. And let's check. I added this little extension on my Google Chrome so that I can calculate the pixels. If I draw anything here now, any square, I can see the top of the square is at 156 pixels. So if I put top with top, I know that my object is at 200 pixels away from the browser, as I predicted before. And if we, for example, change this to be 2 times the speed, so what do is take the key position, multiply by 2, and plus the key length. So it's going to be 200 pixels by 2 is 400 plus 100 from the key length is 500. I know this will be at 500 pixels away from the top of the browser when I view it on the browser, even though within Muse it's at 300 pixels. Let's see if this is true. Top with top, 500, exactly 500. And also a practical way to use this knowledge is if knowing the number in pixels that the object will appear on the browser. For example, in this case, even though the object is at 300 pixels within my Muse, I know that it's going to be at 500 pixels on my browser. Then what I can do from the design mode is put the object at 500 pixels, so I know how it's going to look exactly when it displays on the browser, and you don't have to actually preview the object on the browser. So you can do it all from the design view. And yeah, knowing the number in pixels that the object will display on the browser, you can just move the object to that distance, to that number in pixels, and then you'll know how it's going to look exactly on the browser, and then you put it back at the position where you want it. And one more thing I have to add here, the final motion doesn't matter at all. You can set any number for the final motion. It's not going to change the formula. But you cannot use this formula if you are using sideways motion. It will only work if you are doing up and down for the final and for the initial, or only for the initial. But it's not going to work if you use side movement. Then the formula will be different, and I would be making a new tutorial on that if people wants me to do it. So I hope I can see some feedback on the comments. And that was all for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.